Oh, gee, man. You keep digging the hole deeper, don't you? For those of you who have been living under a rock, John Romero, one of the brains behind the original Doom, has released a mega-wad called Sigil, which is the unofficial 5th episode for Ultimate Doom. This has been quite the topic in the Doom community, especially for those who like the older style games more than the newer ones, myself included. And as expected, GmanLives has produced a video on the topic. Now, I've watched G-Man for many years, and usually I like his content. Sometimes he says things I agree with, but more often than not, I enjoy his shit. Unfortunately, as of late, G-Man has been kinda making an ass of himself. A few weeks ago, Blood, a classic Doom-like FPS game much to the same vein of Duke Nukem, had a re-release. And although it worked for the most part, there were some fundamental gameplay issues. Now, I'm not going to break all of those down here. If you want to hear about that, check the link in the description for Civvy11's video. He goes over it in full detail, and he does it masterfully. But G-Man's video, he spends the whole time jerking off to this release that has some fundamental issues, totally ignoring the problems with the re-release. But these issues were fixed with a later patch. But the problem still stands that he is sucking some dick over a broken release. Fast forward to now, he's shit-talking Sigil because it's not what he wanted it to be. Sigil, like I said, is meant to be the unofficial 5th episode for Ultimate Doom, so the level design and overall aesthetic is more akin to Doom 1, more specifically the later episodes. He spends a particular portion of his video complaining about the level design and how it's not using assets from Doom 2, despite, it's for the original game. Hence why it's at a 5th episode, right? He went in expecting something of the tier of these massive community-driven projects from one single person for free. And of course, right after that, he complains that the levels are too hectic, especially from the start, despite the fact that it's supposed to be that 5th episode. Typically, the further you get into a video game, the harder it gets, and considering 5 comes after 4 and 4 comes after 3, 2, and 1, you would assume that the 5th episode might ramp up the difficulty just a touch, right? No. It's supposed to be easier. Sigil has this issue when it comes to dark spaces being rendered in source ports like GZ Doom, which can be fixed if you change the renderer to Legacy mode, but apparently he doesn't understand this. Despite being so familiar with Doom, he doesn't realize that you can change the renderer of a source port. But hey, he's professional. Immediately after complaining about the lighting, he proceeds to complain about there being 2 barons of hell hidden behind a door that he wasn't prepared for, and that hurt his feelings, so then he had to complain about it. It seems like he's forgotten that Doom is notorious for having some tricks up its sleeves. You walk into a room and a door opens from the other side that's filled with pinky demons, or you activate a switch and while it opens one of the colored doors, a door opens and now there's 2 barons coming after you. It's pretty commonplace for Doom. But of course, because this just isn't what he wants, and those 2 barons beat his ass, he has to complain about it and cry. I don't know about you guys, but it's starting to seem to me like he's just putting out these really lackluster quick reviews so that way he can capitalize on the new product that's been recently released. Which I suppose would explain why his reviews of Sigil and Blood are so rushed and lackluster that it makes you scratch your head, right? I mean shit, anybody who plays a new Doom wad, especially one that's meant to be hard and doesn't throw down frequent hard saves, is more than likely a fucking idiot. And of course, he complains about the fact that Sigil was delayed so that way he can throw in his dumbass opinion that it should have been in a better condition at release, despite the fact that there's nothing wrong with it. Hey, G-Man, you're aware that it has a physical release, right? The reason it was delayed is so that way the people who got their physical release could get it first. No, you're right, it just wasn't ready yet, and it's still not ready. But Blood Fresh Supply? Good shit. I just find it so strange that he calls himself a professional at Doom and classic FPS games when he's using free look. Isn't that kind of the antithesis of what Doom is supposed to be played like? The free aim shit was added in later source ports. What's the point of even using free look anyway, because it still uses the automatic firing, the lock-on shit. So now that we've established that he's a fucking moron and he shits out reviews as fast as he can to capitalize on the product, let's take a look at one of his recent comments. CCDMN1 says, "This is a horrible review made by someone who doesn't even know how to play Doom." I would agree. GmanLives says, "I'm probably better at Doom than you are." Coming from the guy who uses free cam and bitches about difficulty, right? CCDMN1 replies, "Nah, I actually can play Sigil without crying about the difficulty. GmanLives replies with, I didn't cry about the difficulty, I critiqued the design. But like so many brainlets, you equate critique with herder mad 'cause bad. I mean, that's kind of what your entire video seems to showcase. It just seems to show that you're a fucking clueless moron. Gabriel the Imp Hunter interjects, at GmanLives, when will you learn to stop? Get off your high horse. I'm probably better at Doom than you are. The only thing you're probably better at is being a fool. Phobos867 interjects, at GmanLives. Oh really? Did you read the answer I give you yet? Or are you lazy enough to read that too? I mean, it's understandable due to how lazy you are with your reviews as well. You are a bad player. You are not criticizing the design because you don't know how Doom level design works. You can't even do simple shit like evade 2 Barons of Hell behind a door. Get real. Gabriel the Imp Hunter then replies to Phobos867. I think he's just releasing stupid quote-unquote review videos now because he wants to release them as early as possible before anybody else does. Just look at his Blood remaster and his Fallout 76 videos and see what I mean. He even kept saying that the Blood remaster wasn't fucking broken and that there was nothing wrong with it. The result of posting reviews earlier is that they often are rushed and often have a lot of misinformation, inaccuracies, and even outright misleading content and false pretensions. Quote, what do you mean the milk is full of piss in it? I can't smell or taste it, so that means there's no piss in it at all. You're just objectively wrong and being a little brainlet about it, end quote. I don't know whether he's being paid to do reviews at this point or just being a little bitch about them, but what I do know is that he is essentially becoming the same shit as other game reviewer companies that we hate, like IGN or GameSpot. And because GmanLives is the Chad he is despite being pale like my cum rag, he doesn't respond. Seems to me the professional Doom player got his shit pushed in. What a shame. Oh well. I hope GmanLives will do better in the future, but I'm not gonna hold my breath for that. I'm gonna watch Civ 11 instead. At least his content actually has effort put into it.